Scripting. Alright, if this is your first script, don't freak out. Scripting is hard, but very rewarding. I'll let you know a little secret about scripting and a little background. Now, scripting in college, they teach scripting the way of the old, database programming, which is great if you're going to go into database programming, but it is very boring. And when you learn logic, when it comes down to database, is very difficult because you're taking one operation and taking the two and looking at it and saying, okay, well, these two have to come together. They add in some way, they subtract in some way. They go. It's so hard to understand because there's nothing moving in front of you. So I'm a visual person. I like to have things moving around in order to see, not numbers. That being said, this is a great way to learn scripting. Just start out very simple and then watch the thing move. If it doesn't move the right way, you know that you have something wrong in the code, and then you can play around with it. After this video, I'll show you a repository of all the great online documentation for the Unity game engine, and it'll get you started. Also, if you're interested in more scripting, youtube.com/canmushrooms, and if you look at the top of the very playlist, there is one called Fundamentals to Gaming, where I teach a lot of the scripting part of this. That being said, let's look at a very simple script that we can use to check our animations out. So, here, under Create, we're going to go to JavaScript. We're going to call this script Play Me, and then hit Enter. Now, double-click Play Me, and it will launch in this very cool compiler. Okay, so scripts sometimes have to be compiled. In this fact, scripts are being compiled inside the Unity game engine, so we get to see the raw code, and then it almost happens real time. That's the rewarding part about learning how to script here. Now, this thing called a function, what is it? Function update. A function is a bit of code where the computer is always checking this over and over and over again. What's in this? What's going on? Is there things being turned on? Is there things being turned off? So our job as coders is the fact that we have to turn things on and off. Okay? And we have to use logic in order to do that. So something like if, well, first off, let's do this. Animation period play parentheses quote wave 1 quote parentheses and then semicolon. Alright, so no logic involved. It's just going to simply play animation wave 1. Let's save this. Now we're going to go to the wooden mannequin and drag Play Me here. Hit continue. Losing prefab, did you see that? That means this and this share no interest together. So I can update this one, but it will not automatically update this one. So let's hit play. Sure enough, he's waving his one arm. Alright, so let's switch it out. Let's hit Play Me, double click on it. It'll launch in the script editor. And you can hit Wave 2. File, save. You don't have to close this window out. We can keep it open and just go right back to Unity and hit play and see what happens. Alright, nothing. Nothing happens. Well, this is where a bit of finagling goes around. So we go the wooden mannequin and check to see if this is really Wave 2. In fact, there's several Wave 2s. There's Wave 2, and Wave 2. So which wave is it? Well, let's try this one out. There we go. So that's one flaw to the Unity game engine. It imports a whole bunch of garbage, and then we have to kind of go see which one's the real one. But this is a great way to test it out. So now we have Play Me as Wave 2 or Wave 1. Alright. Now, let's go a little bit down the rabbit hole a little bit and use some logic. I think I want to do the logic part in a next video though, so we're going to look at an if statement and how that works. So please join me there.